Mobile computing has really been the game changer. The power that people have in their pocket is completely revolutionary, giving them the processing power of a laptop just a few years ago. So why the rise? Well, it's completely changed consumer behavior and in many ways made things better. I will argue that it also has made a few social interactions a bit awkward or worse, but it is certainly a game changer. Now, we're nearing a leveling off period, but it's still becoming ubiquitous. In the US, for example, 237 million folks have a smartphone. This is incredible reach, and it means that essentially almost 9 out of 10 phones that are sold are smartphones, if not more. That's because while not everybody has a phone, just about every phone is a smartphone. So what should you think about with a mobile strategy? First, make sure you're using a mobile-friendly theme for your website or blog. This means a responsive web page that, as you're working, will reflow to the resolution of the device and will optimize its navigation for this. Also, be sure to use an adaptive streaming platform to serve up your video. The days of putting progressive downloads and having video files that were on a server that had to download before they play is gone. While many people will use YouTube, I recommend Vimeo if you want some stronger controls over privacy and how it looks when it's presented to your customers. Both platforms are important, and we'll talk about them more later, but it is important that you use one of these to deliver your content to streamable devices. You also want to make sure you're using content on some of the dominant mobile apps. YouTube and Facebook really need your presence. So you're going to want to explore what it looks like when you view your video content on these platforms. And you may want to upload natively to them. While I'm not a huge fan of YouTube, and I do use it quite a bit, I do find that sometimes putting content on YouTube is essential since Google favors it in its search results. You also want to always make sure that the graphics you're putting into video look good on the smaller screen, and that the video has been compressed with 2-pass variable bitrate encoding so it looks excellent on the smaller screens and avoids the breaking up. If you don't use the 2-pass encoding for your final delivery, you'll often see that the video breaks apart or looks pixelated when the scenes change or in the middle of transitions. When it comes time to exporting those final videos, always take advantage of 2-pass variable bitrate. And make sure that your formatting scales correctly on the web page. Again, responsive web pages that adapt to the smaller screens. But it's not just about smartphones. The rise of tablets is really growing quickly. That's because more and more people are using them, and more manufacturers are trying to shift people that used to use laptops into tablets, longer battery life, and more portability. As we look at tablet growth, you'll see that it's pretty impressive. Now, it's going to level off a bit here, and it's gotten a little stagnant and then spiked up again. That's because the different players really put a focus on tablets. While we saw a decline in sales in 2018, those numbers have bounced back and are very strong for 2019. That's because a lot of investment has gone into tablets. And in the US, 158 million tablets are in circulation as of 2019.